Welcome to FutureFlash News, where timelines move fast and history still gets a cameo. In this episode, we rewind through India's whirlwind year of 2050. Ambitious, colorful, and occasionally gloriously chaotic. India celebrated 103 years since independence in 2047. And in 2050, echoes of that freedom movement still shape debates. From data rights to rural representation in digital governance platforms. This year, the world's largest democracy completed its nationwide AI-assisted voting upgrade. An evolution rooted in decades of electoral reforms that began long before biometric IDs became everyday accessories. In agriculture, farmers across Punjab and Tamil Nadu harvested the first fully climate-adaptive crops. A distant descendant of the Green Revolution that reshaped food security back in the late 20th century. But 2050 farming isn't just about yield. It's about survival. Rising temperatures still push farmers to rethink water use, reminding policymakers that innovation alone won't replace careful resource stewardship. Meanwhile, India's space sector had a year that felt straight out of a science fiction binge. Except this one came with data, deadlines, and lunar dust on actual equipment. Building on missions like Chandrayaan and Gaganyaan from earlier decades, Indian engineers launched the subsurface moon mining experiment, carefully extracting helium-3 while debating sustainability before it becomes a problem. Back on Earth, Bengaluru quietly strengthened its reputation as the Silicon Plateau, producing AI systems that manage city traffic so smoothly that honking, a national soundtrack, finally started fading. This technological calm builds on India's Digital India initiatives from the 2010s, proving that long-term policy patience occasionally pays off, though citizens still argue passionately about Wi-Fi speeds. Healthcare saw breakthroughs too. Mobile genomic clinics traveled through Rajasthan deserts, offering personalized treatments inspired by decades of biotech expansion that began when telemedicine first entered homes. But doctors warn, longer lifespans mean longer responsibilities. India's aging population now faces new social questions: how to balance tradition, independence, and care in multi-generational homes. Education took a leap forward this year, with national classrooms running mixed reality lessons that blend ancient texts with futuristic simulations, turning history lessons into something suspiciously fun. India's cultural industries thrived as well. Bollywood celebrated 150 years of cinematic storytelling, proving that dramatic plot twists remain humanity's favorite renewable energy source. Sports fans witnessed a milestone year as cricket integrated AI-assisted analytics into real-time matches, descended from strategies first explored in early 21st century leagues. Yet climate headlines remained impossible to ignore. Rising sea levels forced renewed infrastructure projects along Mumbai's coast, echoing warnings scientists first issued decades ago. These projects draw inspiration from earlier flood management efforts, but with smarter materials and predictive algorithms designed to outthink the next generation of storms. Energy independence took another step forward, as India's solar deserts in Rajasthan expanded into glowing landscapes visible from orbit, an echo of renewable ambitions first set in the early 2000s. But renewable growth brought new challenges. Recycling aging solar panels and managing rare earth resources became as urgent as building them in the first place. In transportation, India's Hyperloop corridors connected cities faster than some people finish their morning chai, shrinking distances while expanding economic possibilities. This connectivity fueled new startup hubs in Tier 2 cities, proving that innovation isn't just urban anymore. It's becoming a nationwide habit. Social reforms made headlines too. Gender parity reached record highs in leadership roles, continuing a journey that began with early women leaders breaking barriers generations ago. Yet challenges remain. Rural education gaps still exist, reminding policymakers that infrastructure must travel as far as ambition, preferably before the next election cycle. In science, Indian oceanographers mapped deep-sea ecosystems along the Arabian Sea, revealing species unseen since the first marine surveys decades earlier. Environmentalists celebrated new wildlife corridors across central India, reconnecting habitats fragmented during rapid urbanization earlier in the century. Meanwhile, historians marked anniversaries of key 20th century movements, from the Green Revolution to early space missions, reminding citizens that progress often starts with stubborn optimism. Across cities, human interest stories stole hearts, like community kitchens powered by surplus solar energy feeding thousands daily, blending charity with clever engineering. Youth voices grew louder this year, demanding climate accountability and transparent governance, echoing the spirit of student movements that shaped earlier decades. Economically, India crossed new milestones in green exports, turning sustainable technologies into global trade drivers, an unexpected but welcome sequel to earlier IT booms. Looking ahead, experts agree the biggest challenge after 2050 is an invention. It's inclusion. Making sure every citizen benefits from growth remains the nation's next grand experiment. And that's India in 2050. Bold, busy, sometimes unpredictable, but always moving forward, powered by memory, momentum, and a collective belief that tomorrow is worth the effort.